And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we gather, can you believe it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving? Certainly hope the turkeys are thawed out and you're ready for what's coming. Company will be arriving at your house before long. Or maybe you're going to theirs. Whichever way, we do hope you enjoy yourself. Me and Odie will be here in the morning. We'll do one show tomorrow, with it being Thanksgiving. We'll do an early show at 6:30. Hope you'll join us to find out what's going on in the area. We'll be here to bring in that big turkey day for you. Let's see, today is already November the 22nd.
22nd.
Wow. Of course, we know what today is. 60 years ago, today was that fatal day in Dallas, Texas. We'll talk about that this morning as well. You can't remember our history, because if you do, well, history repeats itself, doesn't it? We've got that and more. Let's go to Collinsville now, out to the First Baptist.
Don't you hate it when you encounter road work, especially if you didn't know it was going to happen? You timed it up.
You know, the Bible is full of teaching that will change your life. But one of the most pithy and profound sayings that will have a massive impact on you is found in Romans 16:19, where the Holy Spirit through Apostle Paul says, "Be wise as to what is good and innocent as to what is evil." Now, what Paul is saying here is that the best defense is a great offense. Instead of trying to avoid sin and guarding yourself from evil, give yourself completely to pursuing goodness. Give yourselves completely to righteousness. Know what's good and do it. Fill your life with that which is good. And as a result, not only will you avoid sin, you won't even have time for it. If you're giving yourself to good, you can't also give yourself to evil. Now, I know that the world makes fun of those who are innocent of the sinful pleasures this world has to offer. They'll label you as a prude, as naive, childish. They'll push you to give yourselves to adult beverages and adult films and adult fun. But the wise person knows that the devil loves to play word games to trick you, and that intimate knowledge of sin is ensnaring and deadening. Therefore, the wise person avoids it. But he doesn't avoid it by just looking at that sin and saying, don't touch, don't watch, don't do. No, the wise person avoids sin by fixing his eyes on that which is good and chasing that with all of his heart. The best defense against sin is a great offense that pursues righteousness. So, beloved, be wise as to what is good and innocent as to what is evil. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mowdy Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. I see Debbie's up out at Crescent Lake. Hope everyone's having a cup of coffee and getting ready for this. Some folks use, I guess, caffeine drinks. They either drink a Coke or maybe a Mountain Dew to get their day going. I'm more of the coffee guy. What starts your day? Everybody's got to have a little habit there that you do when you get up to get you motivated. Even Odie agrees in his big orange Halloween shirt. Now we'll call that Thanksgiving, won't we? Yeah, that's what we'll do. Thanksgiving fall shirt is what he's got on today. Well, the first time in 8 years he went back for an interview. David Letterman returned to The Late Show for an interview. Said he misses it dearly. He was pretty good at it. You got to give him funny. He give him credit. He had a lot of funny scenes on his show. I'm not so much on the new guy. But that's just me. It's real late, too, and I don't stay up for a lot of that. Ron DeSantis, or DeSantis, however you want to pronounce his name, gets another endorsement from Iowa. It's a preacher. Bob Vander Plattis is the guy's name that is endorsing him. That's the second one that he's gotten over Nikki Haley. They can get all the endorsements they want. That doesn't equivalent to votes, does it? We wish him luck. We see that a Louisiana woman is going to be sentenced to 25 years. What could she have done? A little over a year ago, a body was found in a suitcase. It would be a 5-year-old little boy that was found. After the investigation was done, the boy was not murdered. He died of vomiting. He was sick. She helped the mother hide the body. How and why, we don't know. But she'll get 25 years of this, have to serve 75% of her jail sentence. Awful. It all happened in Indiana. If something happens, report it. You get in so much more trouble not reporting things. 5-year-old left in a suitcase. How could you? A federal judge, as we look at this morning, Pennsylvania, mail-in ballots, even if they're dated incorrectly, will be counted. Is that fair? I don't know. It just seems as we move forward, there needs to be a system to where our votes are counted accurately. It's done the same way across the entire nation when it is done on a federal level. And what I mean by that is if you're voting on a president, Congress, anything like that is a national race, nationwide, it should be handled quickly. It can be. Not made complicated. You know, you can get right into to wear a fingerprint when you walk in and you touch the voting day and it tells who you are and you cast your ballot from that. What is wrong with that? But so many see that is being infringing on people. How? It would just tell who you were. That's my thoughts. But we need to have this overhauled and fixed. That's my 2 cents on that. A Michigan woman that has disappeared since 2021, they've made an arrest. Now, they haven't said who they've arrested, but that will come very shortly. The circumstances around it, her husband said that she left home with a suitcase, her cell phone, and a curling iron. Her family said she would have never just walked down the street and left her car. So who's at fault? We don't know. She owned a trucking company. We'll see what becomes of this. They have made an arrest in her death, but have not released who it is. And again, that's Michigan. We wait to see what becomes of that. North Korea this morning is claiming they have successfully launched a spy satellite. I never trust exactly what they say. I think we need our own reconnaissance on this to make absolutely sure. In an election last night, this is a big deal for the GOP. A candidate in Utah won the GOP side in a runoff last night. Big move for them. It fills the last seat of the House. So that's good news if you're on that. I didn't realize this. Odie, you aware of this? Another Karate Kid movie coming?
Another one.
Jackie Chan's going to be in this. And Ralph, am I saying his name right? Ralph Macchio. They're going to be in this together. It's like number 4. I don't think that one with Will Smith's kid really took off, did it? No one ever liked it.
Cobra Khan was good.
What?
Cobra Khan.
Cobra Khan. What is that?
That is.
Was that a number 3 that I missed?
No, that's a whole nother series.
Another series. Odie is into this, y'all.
It is good.
He swears it's good. Ralph, he's got kids now?
In that movie he does.
Okay, in the movie. But I guess he would be 40 or 50 now, wouldn't he?
He'd be 50-something. He's our age.
What has happened? Oh, my gosh. We're getting old. Karate Kid seems like yesterday. He was what, 14, 15 years old? Cobra Kai. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're on this. Boy, oh boy. I'm learning. As this is the headlines, and let me remind you of this, even though it says this is wrong. The headline reads this morning, Happy Holidays. Motorists face cheapest Thanksgiving prices since the pandemic at $3.29 a gallon nationwide. Okay, since the pandemic. Yeah. That's how they get away with this. But let me think. Oh, I'm going back in time. I'm contacting Dionne Warwick. Oh, it was $1.69. Anybody remember that? And now they're trying to make you think that $3.29 is a bargain? $1.69, and where are we now? I can't seem to remember who was president.
I guess it is a bargain when you have to buy it from another country.
Yeah, it is a bargain, as Odie said, when you have to buy it from another country when we've got it floating around here everywhere. The red tape. That's just small thoughts this morning, is that. Now, as we get into the new Speaker of the House, his latest statement has upset some. Mike Johnson says that abortion was truly an American Holocaust. He agrees with Justice Clarence Thomas in overturning Roe versus Wade. A lot of people didn't like that comment. That's what he had to say about the situation. That is a hot button and will be used a lot in the upcoming 24 elections. Y'all know that as well as I do. I'm not hiding anything from you, but that is coming. We do see that, and I don't know her. Let me show her. I'll tell you her name, and she's just been released of her duties for her comments. I always remember when you get caught up in something, not to put something that you shouldn't. Her name is Melissa Barrera. She's a actress, apparently. She was going to be in Scream, a new version of that. Here she is. Let me show you her picture. This comes from Daily Mail. That's her picture, who she is right there. Okay, why am I talking about her this morning? She made a social media post that said she was criticizing Israel, is what she was doing. And she got more in depth on all of that, but for her comments, she's no longer in the movie. There's so many people blaming Israel that don't know the facts of what happened. There is a ceasefire. Have y'all heard about that? It's a 5-day ceasefire to where hostages can be released. Netanyahu, if I pronounced that right, Netanyahu, he says that it doesn't matter after the hostages are released. He's back to business and he will annihilate them. Sometimes you got to stand strong with a big stick. I'll give him credit for doing what he's got to do. Because if you stop, they come right back and do it again.
Exactly.
That's my thoughts. You may not agree with that, but that's the headlines on that this morning. Critical. Let's just look at Oregon. As we see America being led by those that is different from, say, 10 years ago. The overdose rate in Oregon, that we're averaging about 280 deaths a year in Oregon for overdoses. Now, since they've decriminalized drugs like heroin, 955 this year have overdosed since they made it legal. I'm no mathematician. I'm not really good at it, but it tells me our country's headed in the wrong direction. We're going to check weather. We've got a whole lot more headlines coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. We don't want you to miss out on any of this, of what's gone on. That's on the way here as we begin this day together. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Philadelphia Gun & Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun & Pawn. A lot of you make the comment there's a generation that don't know the true facts, that haven't been taught. And I think that's a lot to do with, it's called history. You have to teach history so people understand things of what's going on now, what happened before. Because it's like a cycle. If you look at history, it always repeats itself. Know your history. Comes in handy. All right, let's get into our forecast now as we have a burr moment. Right now it's 50, wind chill of 47 this morning.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Expect those highs today to reach, as I said, 58, but gusty. 20-mile-an-hour gusts. Carry you a jacket early. You'll need it. As we look at the record highs and lows, it was 1973 that we had a warm day today. 83 is what it was. As we go back to 08, which when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound that long ago until you look at a calendar and you go, oh my gosh, it was 20 degrees in 2008. Can y'all believe 08 was that long ago? It's bad. It's bad. I agree with Odie on this. This is our high today, 58 Meridian. We'll see that in Philadelphia. As you make your way through Noxapater up through Louisville and finally make it to Mississippi State, well, it'll be 56 degrees as we go west across Yazoo, Vicksburg, all the way down to Natchez, holding steady at 56. As we go east into Bama land, we'll see 56 as well in Tuscaloosa. 53, possibility of a light shower there in Birmingham. 57 in Demopolis on the river, and we should see about 58 there as we make our way on over to Livingston, Alabama. Now, as we glance across this is what's happening. Cooler weather. We'll even see some 30s coming up this week in the early morning hours. Couple cooler weather. As we look at our forecast here over the next 7 days, here's what we've got. Tonight, down to 36. Fire up the heater and get another log on the fire. Woohoo! 58 for Thanksgiving Day, but it will be sunshiny with 40 on Friday morning as you head out to go Black Friday shopping. And we'll get back down into the 30s again on Friday night. But look at this, 50s for the remainder of the week as we get into the weekend. We'll get some 60s, low 60s. Then back to the 50s at the beginning of the week, even 54 on Tuesday. Look at this. Slight chances of rain there, maybe a shower on Sunday. As we look ahead, we're seeing 50s and not more than 62. Not bad weather, but look at this. As we get in on the 29th and 30th, we're getting down to almost freezing level, 33, 34. It's going to be chilly, and then we get into some showers there around the 2nd of December. Wait a minute. Isn't that Christmas float night? Whoa. 50% chance at this point. So, write that down. Let's watch this. We don't need any rain on that night. That'll mess up a float or two. As we look at our fishing forecast for today, it looks like the best time to be right now, 6:40. Be out there at about 9 o'clock this morning to around 8:40. The wind, again, is going to be northwest 5 to 10, but gusting to 20 miles an hour if you're going to be on the lake today. Big thank you to Chet for taking care of us when all of this. It's cold on that water. I don't know if you've been to an Easter sunrise ever at Lake Okeechobee, but burr. As we look at the hunting forecast, if you're climbing a tree today, your major time begins at 7 this morning and will go to about 9. So you got a few more minutes before it happens there. Your second major time will be after dark, after 7 o'clock. Always good to sit in the bushes, though. Big thank you to Collinsville Meats for letting us know about who, what, and how with that. Now, we're getting information in. Let's see here. We do have we'll tell you about a stolen car out of Neshoba County coming up. I just got confirmation on this. Eric Clark backed me up on that. So we'll tell you about that coming up at the top of the hour. We'll have a bolo to put out. Make sure you're looking for it. Nothing worse than having something of yours taken. A lot went on last night. A lot of things that I hadn't sorted through yet, but we know that a 60-year-old man was hurt pretty bad, assaulted. We'll tell you about that coming up at the top of the hour also. Know it first. We've got it for you coming up at the Scotty Ray Report with Scotty Ray and Odie starting at 7.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.